Hi, this is Vanessa and welcome to the Lunar Review. I'm talking about May 2nd because on that day we have the planet Venus conjuncting the planet Neptune. Both of these planets are feminine, they're yin, and I'm going to start with Venus. Venus uses her power of attraction and she uses her charm to get what she wants and to get her needs met. She is yin, so that means that she can be patient and unmoving, that she does not have to be young. She does not have to go out there and be active and dominating to get what she wants. Being yin, she can sit and wait and be patient, and she can draw things to her. She can use her personal magnetism to get what she needs. It's like the bees going towards the honey. And she really inspires devotion and enthusiasm in others, and that's who we want to be around. We want to be around people who make us feel like that. So Venus will have us asking, what do we appreciate? And just in general with daily life, how do we just feel satisfied and feel good? Neptune is said to be the higher octave of Venus, and both of these planets are oriented towards seeking things, the great things like prosperity and wholeness, and just really extracting as much value from life as they can. And in astrology, when we talk about octaves, when we say one planet is the higher octave of another, it means that the higher octave vibrates at a higher frequency than the lower one. So this means that it's elevating themes from a personal level, which Venus represents, and taking it to a universal level, which Neptune represents. So Venus would be about accepting ourselves, just loving life. But Neptune will have us loving the totality of life, which includes the good, the bad, the ugly, the wonderful, but also just the hidden and the dark forces and the things that we can't see. So Neptune will have us embracing all of this and letting us be equanimous and balanced with the whole thing, and even joyful. So with Neptune, we know that there are higher truths that sometimes we can't understand. We can just glimpse them, we can feel them, it might even be hard to describe them. With Venus, it's definitely, there's more to life than meets the eye, and things that even elude the five senses. Which is why Neptune rules over things like psychic abilities, dreams, meditation, wild creativity, and our imagination. And it's because, sometimes we need these faculties and these extrasensory perceptions to remember the grand scheme of life, and to really push beyond the norm and the mundane just to get a glimpse of what's beyond. Neptune favors poetry and music and art as a way of bringing our attention to higher truths. And these truths can be felt more than they can logically be explained. Venus also uses artistic means to express her inner poetry. They both do this, so you can see that there's really not a lot of room for these hardwired mental activities and calculating and ruminating and the logic. With Venus and Neptune, it's much more about feeling, deep feelings, and about emotional sensitivity. Venus and Neptune are conjunct, so right now their energies are combined, they're smushed together, and they are forming something very powerful. The new energy that's created is stronger than either of those planets were when they were on their own. So basically it's a bold new energy that's emerging. And both these planets desire to be in positions where they can just appreciate life. They crave balanced and harmonious relationships. They like to soothe over rough corners and just make things run smoother. Venus would probably rather not deal with all the cleaning up and the mundane, boring details that go with life, or she wants to eat the great lavish dinner but not clean up the dishes. And Neptune is all about glamour, and Neptune actually rules over Hollywood. And Neptune is the rose-colored glasses that we put on which is fine to put them on. The trick is just knowing that they're on and that things might not be quite that rosy. Venus in her shadow can be quite self-centered and arrogant, and with this conjunction, Venus could be very tempted into acting the diva and just identifying herself with her pleasures and beauty and just rejecting anything ugly or challenging or anything that will disrupt her comfort. And Neptune rules delusions, fantasy, escapism. So, avoiding pain and which also means avoiding growth and learning. This is a real risk when these two planets combine, when they become conjunct. With Venus representing love, Neptune can take this feeling of love and really elevate it to extraordinary heights. So this love could extend from the self and close loved ones and friends, and this could reach to the whole of humanity. This could really blossom into a universal love, a transcendent love. And this conjunction will offer the opportunity to accept all of the human experience, no matter how messy or overwhelming it can be. And it could inspire just a real love of just partaking in this existence with everyone else that we are having this experience with. Venus rules over our relationships and she rules over love. And if you are in a romantic relationship or some sort of entanglement, you might just be consumed by really high ideals and really incredibly high romantic ideals. And the reality of the relationship might not be able to live up to those high expectations that we have right now. There's a lot of glitter in the eye. So you might want to ask, can I feel the magic of this relationship without being consumed by it? Or even just with other matters that bring you pleasure, can you just enjoy the so-called illusions of grandeur? Can you be creatively or divinely inspired by things without feeling the opposite feeling that comes when you have such high ideals about something? The opposite feeling is feeling bitterly disappointed or crushed or having the sense of loss or something unfulfilled. I think of it as when we look at a pond on a really bright summer day and the sunlight's glittering on it and it looks like just diamonds are floating all over the water. And we know that it's not diamonds, but yet we pause and reflect and we feel this sense of the extraordinary. And for one moment, we can be moved, internally we can be moved and our perspective shifts so that we can appreciate the finer, more ethereal vibrations in this material world. So yeah, get carried away because this is a very sweeping sort of energy, very romantic, but also know that, you've got to keep your feet on the ground and that this sparkle might not last, but that you could just, extract the value and the experience from it, enjoy it, make poetry, make love, do what you need to do, and then know that the cycle could end. And once again, you will have to take off the rose-colored glasses, but you'll be the better off for it. So as always, enjoy this transit, and I will be back again.